Hey guys, it's Laura and today I'm going to be doing my favourite book of 2016 because it is officially 2017 and we are almost a whole week into the year and I'm very excited and I wanted to share my favourite books of last year, so I'm just going to get into it. So there are 10 books on this list. I have managed to narrow 47 down to 10 and I've also managed to put them into an order. So the 10th favourite book of the year was Amy and Roger's Epic Detour by Morgan Matson. I really enjoyed this book and I can't wait to read more Morgan Matson this year. This book was so different and I really didn't think I was going to like it when I saw how it was not like any book I'd read before, and by that I mean it's got like these pictures in and stuff like that, and the chapters aren't like chapters, they have like names as it were, like that. So when I saw that I was like, oh wow, that's a bit different. I've not read a book like that before, but I really liked it and I loved all the pictures and drawings and stuff in it, and I loved how the two characters in it, Amy and Roger, I really didn't see any, like, their friendship was building, but I didn't see anything more than that, and obviously because it's a contemporary I was expecting it, so that was a bit different. Eventually it started to evolve more and I just really enjoyed like hearing the backstory as well, because you got a bit of that in there. So yeah, I definitely enjoyed this and I cannot wait to read Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson again this year, which I'm definitely going to do. The 9th book on this list is Open Road Summer. This book is by Emery Lord and it was recommended to me from somebody off my Instagram, and I am so glad they recommended it because it was such a fabulous read. I read this in summer and I think it's a perfect summer read, as well as if you go on a road trip it would be great to read then, because it is about two best friends going on a road trip, and I really like the best friend element as well, because I've never really read a book which had two best friends in it before, which in the story was focused on them more than it was focused on the romance, I think. And I just really like the character development, learning about Regan, the main character's past, and the friendship between her and her friend Dee, who is a rock star, and that's why they're going on her tour. And I just thought it was amazing, and I loved how like lighthearted and summery and very like nice it was. The 7th book on this list is My Life Next Door. I have mentioned this book before on my channel and I absolutely loved it so much. I simply picked this up when I was in my local Tesco and I thought, yeah, that sounds good, I'll read it. And I read this in June, and again it's a perfect summer read because it is based in summer and it is obviously contemporary, and I feel like most people think that contemporaries are perfect to read in summer, and I definitely agree. And it was just really nice to see the two characters from different worlds coming together and forming this really nice relationship. And I just thought some of the characters, like the younger characters, were really cute, and I haven't really read many stories with like younger like characters before, and I'd really enjoyed reading that. And I just thought it was really good, really enjoyable, and the perfect summer read. The 6th book on my list was recommended to me by a friend, and I am so glad she recommended this to me. It's called The Senator's Daughter by Melinda Salisbury, I want to say, and it is such a good book. It's basically about a girl called Twyla who is poisoned by a touch, and so therefore if she touches people she kills them, and she's used as a weapon by the Queen. And basically it's about how she gets a new guard after one of her guards falls ill, and basically he teaches her stuff about herself that she never knew before, and it's so interesting to see everything that happens, like her discovering these things she didn't know, and basically how the story carries on in the 2nd book as well was really interesting, and I can't wait for the 3rd one to come out, which I've already mentioned in a previous video as well. Okay, somewhere along the way I've miscounted, so this is my 6th favourite book of the year, and this is Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. I absolutely adored this book so much. I really love it. It is probably one of my favourite, if not my favourite, contemporaries of the year. I absolutely adore the characters, I absolutely adore the relationships. Etienne St. Clair is absolutely perfect. He is so adorable, cute, and just like, I mean, he's French, American and British, like that's just a great combination. And I love seeing Anna and her like story, and it's just really nice light-hearted read again, and it was just so fluffy and perfect, and I don't really like those kind of books, like too romantic, but I don't feel like there was too much mushy romance in this one, and I absolutely adored it. I recommend it to everybody. If you love contemporary you will definitely love this, and I've even recommended it to my friend who doesn't love contemporary, so that's how much I like it and I want her to read it. So yeah, I absolutely adored this book. Fifth book that I read this year, which is one of my favourites, is Cinder. I read this near the end of the year and I absolutely adored it. I cannot wait to carry on with the series this year. And it's basically about a girl called Cinder who lives in New Beijing, and she is a part cyborg. And basically and in her country there is a massive plague and her family is affected by it, and she basically is sent away to help find a cure because they are looking for cyborgs, and her stepmother basically volunteers her to be part of the experiment, and she ends up meeting the prince of the country and basically forms a relationship with him, and everything's found out, and she finds out things about herself that she didn't know, and it is so interesting. And I also love the story of Cinderella anyway, and it's got obviously hints of that with the her name being Cinder and having a stepmother and stepsisters, and it's just absolutely perfect, and I really can't wait to read the second, third and the fourth book. The fourth book on this list is Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas. And basically this is about a girl called Selena who is an assassin, and she was imprisoned for a whole year and has survived in the mines of Endovia. I hope I'm saying that right. And basically she's basically chosen by the prince to be his what's the word? Basically his person in this competition to be the king's next assassin, and she has to basically she's been sent to the capital to fight with the other contenders, and basically she goes through all the different challenges. She finds out a bunch of different things that she didn't know before, and I just absolutely find this so intriguing, and you are literally there is not a single page or chapter that you are not totally and utterly involved in the world. And I've only read the first two, and this is definitely my favourite out of the two I've read so far, but I cannot wait to start Heir of Fire, which I'll be doing within the next month or so, and I really can't wait. The third book on this list is See How They Run by Ellie Carter. This is the second book in the Embassy Rose series, and this book left me so jaw dropped, and I actually cried, which is the first time I've ever cried at a book. And this was the first book that made me cry, and I was really shocked because I never thought an Ellie Carter book would make me cry. Something happens in this book and I was literally so shocked that tears started rolling down my face, and I was like, oh my god, what's happening? It leaves you wanting to continue to turn the pages. It's such a good read, and it's also quite an easy read, and it's just amazing. The story is so gripping and you just can't put it down, and I absolutely loved it. I think I read this within at least a week, no more than a week. It's so good, and I cannot wait to find out what's going to happen in the third book. The second book that is on this list is Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard, and I absolutely loved this book. Again, it was a recommendation by my friend, and I am so happy that she did recommend it to me because I absolutely loved it. I loved getting to know the character Mare, and I loved how the challenges she had to face and how she had to go from living as a red to living as a silver. And that is basically what the book's about. It's about how the Reds are poor people and live in poor conditions, and then there's the Silvers who are the elites and they have powers, and they basically overrule the Reds. And the Reds have to fight a war, and if you are 18 plus you have to go and fight. So Mare ends up getting out of this, and she also gets her brothers back from the war, and her friend avoids the war by agreeing to be a silver princess. And basically it's her trying to destroy the Silvers' power over the Reds, and it's just so interesting. The plot twists in this are amazing, and it leaves on a massive cliffhanger, and the second book was also amazing, but I cannot wait for the third one to come out as well, which comes out in February this year. And the first book that was my favourite book of the year has to be City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare. This series was recommended again by my friend, and she said that I would love it, and she was actually right. I really didn't think I was going to enjoy this series because it didn't appeal to me very much, and also I was kind of put off the fact that it was long chapters because I never used to like long chapters, but now I do. And basically this was probably my favourite out of the whole series if I had to choose. It's such a gripping book, and I literally read most of it in a day because it's literally I couldn't stop turning the pages. I cried twice at this book as well. It made me literally burst out into tears. I was absolutely, I was attached to all the characters. I couldn't wait to find out what happened at the end, and it was just, oh, I loved it so much, and I cannot wait to read The Infernal Devices and Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare as well, which I will be doing very, very soon. So that is all for my favourite reads of 2016. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave out some of your favourite books of the year that you read, and yeah, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you again soon with another video. Bye guys!